I would much rather sew than work, and I would much rather have a shabby chic sewing room than a home office anytime.
One trick I did learn in this whole process is because it's a multiple day project. So keep your paint, all your paint brushes in plastic bags, and there you don't have to clean them up each time. So that really does help. You can see that I've got different colors here. I've got green was my color of my walls, and then my base coat on all my Shabby Chic was a beige. The can actually says bone white. I must have used it for something else and it just wasn't white enough, so I had a can and that's what I used as my base, and it's worked great. So for my work surface, the tabletops, I used the Kills 2 stain resistant primer and stain blocker. I did 3 coats just to make sure. Okay, this is the non-sanded grout that I've used to make the whitewash for all of this Shabby Chic. You just add water to it and you get it into this paste consistency, and that's just what you want, and then you're going to add your paint to that. Just remember that this hardens up, so only make small batches at a time, and this is a fun part, so just go for it. Okay, and here you can see that I'm just taking the whitewash and streaking it, and you want the streaks. You want some of the base to show through, so you just keep working it till you like it. Make sure that the edges blend, and just keep working it. So what I did is I gathered up all the pieces that I didn't quite care for in the house anymore. This is pictures that had oak frames that didn't quite work for me in the Shabby Chic room, so I Shabby Chic'd them and they turned out great. Did the base coat, did the overcoat of the whitewash, and now they can stay. Here I've got my beige going, and now I'm going to whitewash all my accessories. This is a really good example of the cream color behind your whitewash. So what you do is, after you've done the base coat, we're applying just kind of a dry brush, just kind of streaking it, and after it dries it gives it that nice chalky Shabby Chic look. So this was just a really good example of how to do that. Sometimes you can just go along. There was just some pieces that I needed to fill in. And some of my favorite little pieces around the house, that this was a candle holder from my wedding, so I'm just, you know, putting a top coat on it. This was a beautiful little butterfly. Actually, it was the wings of a fairy that had broke, so I just Shabby Chic that. I think it'll be cute. Just right on top there when I get it going. And you can always go back over your pieces and just highlight them where you think you want a little more whitewash. I wouldn't be too concerned with getting it onto the piece. I'll show you a technique later that wipes right off, so I don't even bother taping anymore. It's too easy to just have it come off. So my tip for removing paint is makeup remover. This is just the generic CVS brand. Put on a Q-tip And this has been on here and dried. Just all you do is just let it get saturated with the makeup remover, and it comes right off. So I really don't worry about taping off as much, especially on glass, you know, anything that or ceramic. But I think it takes less time to do this than to tape off. And that's all there is to it. Makeup remover. Now on this piece, after the base coat, I did do one coat of the whitewash, but then I took, pretty quickly, it was still wet, and I took a pin, and if you can see in there, and I scraped out as much as I could on all of the areas that had a recess, especially around the detail. And now I'm going back over it and just kind of freshening it up, making it a little whiter in the areas that I think would be nice. This is a nice piece. Yeah, I'm gonna put crystals on this, it'll look great. On this side of the cabinet you can actually see the grain coming through, and this is a technique that you use glue, just white glue, put on your piece and then paint over it, and it gets this effect here. But yes, this is my special place. I love to sew in here. I love to create. Lovely little lamp that I put together.